Alright, I just showed you a short clip of the things I like to do. Welcome to our class. Please be sure that you are really enrolled to this class, or else you will not get any grades if you are not really enrolled to this class. In this class session, we will actually discuss class policies and lecture topics. But before we go to that, let me introduce to you myself. I am Pearl Aphrodite B. Carnice. I am currently Assistant Professor 2. I actually took the same program like yours. I graduated with Bachelor of Science in Environmental Science last 2011. Before, our program is actually called BENS, that's BENS. I think somewhere 2016 or maybe 2017, it's already called as BSES, or the Bachelor of Science in Environmental Science program, which is the program that you are also enrolled. I'm not bragging, but I was actually a consistent Dean's Lister. I hope you will be too. Right after college, I decided that I really want to do graduate school, in which I enrolled myself with the Master of Science in Soil Science and my minor in Tropical Ecology. I studied my master's in Visayas State University. I am actually a DOST AST HRDP scholar. DOST AST HRDP stands for Department of Science and Technology. The AST HRDP stands for the Accelerated Science and Technology Human Resource Development Program. It's actually a scholarship for graduate students. There are only few universities in the whole Philippines that is accredited with the DOST AST HRDP. So if you are interested for graduate school, you can actually Google for the requirements of that scholarship. Scholarship ranges from environmental science, agriculture, botany, a lot of programs. Actually, there's a lot of programs that they're offering. And which also, of course, let me remind you, if you really want to do graduate school, one of your tickets is for you to have good grades. So start us now, have good grades. Boom. So right after masters, I applied to our university, EVSU main campus. I actually started as a substitute instructor. I got lucky again, and after a few weeks, I think, or a few months, they offered me a regular job. So I was already a regular faculty. Somewhere 2015, actually somewhere 2014, I wrote a letter saying that I really want to do my PhD as early as that time. Of course, they approve, in which I'm so thankful they approve to it right away. Something happened in between, in which I started my PhD early 2015. I went to the University of the Philippines, Los Baños. I took Doctor of Philosophy in Environmental Science. I just graduated last December 2019, but actually I am part of the batch 2020. At the same time, I got very lucky again, because during those time, I am actually a CHED Faculty Development Program 2 scholar. So that scholarship is actually offered to faculty members and staff. But today, Faculty Development Program 2 or Faculty Development Program scholarship is not offered anymore. Transformed into K-12 scholarships. The K-12 scholarships does not only offer scholarships in the Philippines, but they also offer scholarship outside the country. So, in the future, you may want to apply for that. You may want to do your master's or your PhD outside the country. So that would be really great. And above all, please don't forget to go home and help our country. Somewhere in 2017, I got very, very lucky again. I applied for a Fulbright scholarship and I got lucky, as I said. I landed into one, in which I went to Florida State University from 2017 to 2018. I actually went there as a Fulbright scholar, as a PhD visiting researcher. I did all of my dissertation experiments and analysis in the National High Magnetic Field Laboratory. So this laboratory is actually one of a kind. You can actually Google them. When I was there, I was actually under the Department of Earth, Ocean, and Atmospheric Science of the Florida State University. So I'd like to travel, in which it's been, like everybody else, it's been hard for us because of what is happening because of the pandemic. But, for the greater good, we have to stay at our homes and enjoy it and be comfortable with it. That's me. It's basically me. My office or consultation hours is usually 1 hour before and 1 hour after the class. So my office is actually in the science building, third floor. I hope one day, if everything gets better, you will be able to walk the stairs to the third floor of the science building and visit our office. Hey, I know. One day I know, for sure. However, since there is no face-to-face classes for the whole semester, all you have to do to set an appointment is email me. As you all know, this is my email address. My email address is pearl.carnice.wrong. It's pearl.carnice@evsu.edu. Alright, so this is Thesis 2. This is actually the most exciting subject that you will have. It's because, of course, by the end of the semester, you should be able to write your full manuscript and have it hardbound. So, let's go now to the course description. So, the course description of Thesis 2 is independent active research to be conducted under the guidance of the senior faculty or mentor. The topic may be basic, applied, or theoretical in nature, and it should coincide with the program that you are enrolled to. So of course, your thesis topic should be related to BS in Environmental Science. We have few course learning outcomes. First is integrate and apply learnings from previous courses, survey current scientific literature, conduct independent research topic, conduct independent study of a particular topic, evaluate, interpret, and synthesize data and information. Fifth is, of course, you should be able to write a scientific paper or a scientific document. Six is practice responsible conduct of research to include safety, ethics, and respect for intellectual property. So last semester, you should be able to have your pre-orals and your proposals should be approved already and ready to conduct your thesis topic. So the things that we have to do this semester is, of course, first, you should be able to conduct an original research proposal, which, as I said earlier, you should already be done with your pre-oral defense. Of course, by conducting your research, you should be able to effectively record data and experiments. And of course, you should be able to discuss your data gathered. So this is already now on the writing phase. So we have the conduct phase and then the writing phase. And then you should be able to write preferred style of bibliography and appendices. So again, this is already on the writing part. On the writing part, you should be able to demonstrate writing scientifically, demonstrate writing skills by writing a clear, concise research proposal or full-blown manuscript with scientifically defensive aims, methods, and conclusions. In your full-blown manuscript, you should be able to describe the underlying concepts and principles of scientific misconduct and plagiarism. Also, before the semester ends, you should be able to have your final defense. And then, aside from your full-blown manuscript, you should be able to have a scientific paper publication format out from your full-blown manuscript. So hopefully, if you will not be able to have the hardbound by the end of the semester, hopefully you will be able to produce your hardbound manuscript on the next semester. But it is very relative for you to have your final oral defense this semester. So alright, let's go now to your requirement. Of course, number one requirement is your full-blown manuscript. That's the number one requirement above all. You will not have a grade without your full-blown manuscript. Of course, for you to have your full-blown manuscript, you should be able to conduct or to have your final defense. And the second requirement is the scientific paper publication format of your thesis paper. Alright, so for the lecture topics for this semester, you should be able to conduct your thesis experiment or your thesis itself. In which, as I said earlier, you should already be done with your pre-orals before conducting your thesis. And then we will discuss on how you will write your evaluation, interpretation, and analysis of the data gathered or of your data gathered. We will discuss on how to write chapter 4 and 5. So chapter 4 is the discussion part and chapter 5 is the conclusion part. And then we will discuss how to write the correct bibliography and appendices of your thesis. We will also discuss writing research outputs for public presentations. And then we will also discuss on how to create your PowerPoint presentations more effective for public presentations. Part of that, we will also discuss how to create scientific posters for conferences. And then we will also discuss how to transform your thesis manuscript into a publishable format, in which, as I said earlier, we will have two requirements for you to have a grade with your Thesis 2 course. First is to have a full-blown manuscript. For you to have that, of course, you have to conduct your final defense. Second requirement is to have a publishable format of your thesis. So that's the only two requirements for you to pass the subject. And if you will have that, I think I can guarantee you a flat 1 grade. Not a problem. Just work hard and do it. Go. And then, that's basically it. The Google link form will be given to you if you have questions. Okay. So this is the grading system. This is actually based again on the EVSU student handbook. You can check it yourself. Flat 1 is 495 to 500. So that's the upper limit to lower limit. For the 3.0, 375 to 380 points. For the attendance will be checked. There will be sitting arrangement. Please be comfortable with your seats, but this is not really applicable in our remote class. This is applicable to the face-to-face classes. However, now that we are doing remote classes, it's much easier to check with your attendance. I will explain this to you further as we go to our learning management system. Of course, students who incur 3 unexcused absences will be reported to SASO for disciplinary measures. This might not be really applicable to us right now. But in a face-to-face, I'm just giving you a heads up. 3 unexcused absences is actually or could be advised to subject dropping. Absences will only be considered excuse if an excuse letter from a guardian, landlord, dorm, advisor, parent, teacher, or medical certificate with dates is presented in connection to illness, accident, death of an immediate family, maximum 1 week, God forbid, travel that is approved by the Dean of Students. As I mentioned earlier, we will be using a learning management system. We will be using Moodle as the official learning management system of EVSU. Honesty is the best policy. So everyone is expected to be honest. A student caught cheating will be given a grade of 0 for the quiz, exam, or problem set where he or she is caught. Please take note that when you do your paper discussion, it will be subjected to similarity index or plagiarism checker. Usually, 5% duplication percentage is already considered as a plagiarized paper. Since this is, let us say, college level, not really for publication level, maybe we can increase that to 10% or 15%. But let me warn you that definitely if your similarity index or your duplication index is so high, definitely you will get 0 for that paper. If you have questions, I will be giving a Google form link. Thank you for listening and viewing the lecture video. I will see you on our next class.